Horde mode is pretty damn good, and it adds so much to the Doom Eternal experience. Does it rejuvenate the game single-handedly? Not entirely, in my opinion, but the game is way better off with its inclusion. I think the mode has a ton of potential, so with that said, what are some ways that id Software can improve Horde mode in upcoming patches? Even though Horde mode has its own meta separate from the base campaign with the multiplier power-up and the point bonuses you get from not firing the BFG for example, I feel like the scoring system might be too limiting. Now while I do love that you have to master Horde mode and use the onslaughts you get efficiently to get the maximum point bonus, having more ways to score points through good play would also be nice to have. Perhaps taking multiple demons out at the same time could give you a small point boost, or if you kill a demon with a specific weapon combo, the game could award some points. Being able not to follow this specific scoring setup all the time would be great, as it would allow the player to be more creative within combat and it would teach newer players about weapon combos and doing efficient group demon kills. The levels in Horde mode are another aspect that can be expanded upon. Right now there are 3 levels that Horde mode has to offer: Cultist Space, Reclaimed Earth, and the Halt. In the future, I'd imagine that id Software would expand this number out and give us more levels to play around in. I think the best way to go about doing this is by randomly selecting levels when you clear a stage. Let's say that they design Hell on Earth, Exaltia, and Doom Hunter Base all as starting levels for Horde mode to go along with Cultist Space. Then when you start the mode up, it randomly selects one of those levels to start off with, and the same would go for the middle level and the end level. Instead of just going to Reclaimed Earth over and over again, maybe the game selects Amora or the World Spear as the level. Of course these alternate levels need to be designed completely differently than Cultist Space, Reclaimed Earth, and the Halt, with all new combat encounters, platforming challenges, and blitz rounds. Now that sounds like a lot of work for a free game mode that id Software doesn't even have to make, but it would be so worth it, and it would increase the replayability of Horde mode. Some people don't like the randomization of the weapon roster, but I think that the small random elements of Horde mode make it way more exciting for experienced and new players. With that in mind, implement more random elements like going to alternate levels rather than having a set menu to play with. As for the platforming and blitz rounds, I think making them optional would be better for players that want to just get into the action or would want to practice the arena combat and memorize the demon placements. I do like the pacing of Horde mode, and it's nice to see the extra sections to break up the constant action, but having an option to turn these bonus rounds off would be good to see. Having an option to turn off weapon roster randomization wouldn't be the best idea in my opinion, because that mechanic is so ingrained into Horde mode, and it's half the reason why the game mode works. id Software are planning to have Horde mode seasons, which sounds exciting. Maybe they will switch up the combat encounters for each of the levels we have so far, but I personally would like to see brand new levels with new combat arenas. I'm torn on the idea of them constantly altering their combat encounters. I mean, it is good for replayability, and it of course makes players want to go back to see what has been changed, but it also makes Horde mode difficult to master from the monster placement side of things. We'll see what happens with the Horde mode seasons, but I'm pretty sure that new unlockable skins will drop when Season 2 begins, which will be fun to grind for. What do you think about the future of Horde mode, and how do you think it'll be updated in the future? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys next time.
What do I know? Spend a night head shaking, where will I go? I can fly with my eyes closed, but it be kinda hard to see, there's no surprise.